Okay, guys. Okay, guys. So people have asked me basically what is every gun I own. Well, but basically every caliber gun I own. Um, and do keep in mind that uh, these guns are some of these guns are really old. I mean, these things are probably a little bit older. Some of these guns may be a little older than your grandpa. Okay, now I'm gonna try to speak up. But like I said, some of these may be older than your grandpa. Uh, I know one gun I've had here since 1996, and these guns go anywhere from El Cheapos to pretty expensive. And there's some pretty high end stuff, and there's some pretty low cheap ball stuff. There's stuff that I found at a gun show. I bought these off individuals. Some of this stuff has just traveled with me through my life for since 1996. So I'm gonna basically, I hope you don't mind, but basically I'm gonna start off with the handguns, and I think I'd probably try to start off by caliber instead instead of the cheapest handgun. I think I'd probably try to start off the caliber. First, the smallest to the biggest caliber. I got a gun in here that'll probably surprise you that you don't know I got, and whenever I'm telling you this. So basically, I keep this guy in this little bitty thing. It looks like a cell phone holster. My smallest caliber I own, as far as a handgun wise, is my 380 LCP. I'll tell you where I got this stuff at too. Well, I got this guy at a pawn shop. He was used, and he didn't look that good. I mean, he was a little bit of rougher condition back then. He had his bluing kind of taken off the front of it. You can kind of see that a little bit in that thing. He's got some of his bluing taken off of it. It's you can tell it had some things done to it. I mean, basically it was kind of been put in. The guy told me, he said he thought it'd been put in a pocket holster and just carried in the guy's pocket for you know, that's what the guy did with it. So he said, but inside it looks like brand new. It just looks, it's kind of one of the diamond in the rough. So back when this gun come out, they hadn't come out with the LCP2 yet. Back when I bought this, the LCP, I paid $180 for this gun out the door at a pawn shop in 2012. I walked in there, took down the money. I gave the guy $180 even, and walked out the door at a pawn shop. The guns back then was still retailing brand new for about $250 to $300, sometimes $400, depending on what you wanted to get. So about $400. So basically, this was $250 to $300 back then, because this was still very hot on the market at that time. And apparently, some old man had owned it. He had pocket carried it for a long time. Decided to want to trade it in for a new one, and he traded it in. I bought this one, and I've shot the crap out of it. I've carried the crap out of it. My friend told me to buy the 380 LCP, Ruger 380 LCP. He was a gun guy. He'd been in Vietnam, and he told me to buy that. That was the best decision I ever made. Best thing I ever got. Now do keep in mind, tomorrow I'm putting up another video. So you might want to check up that video, but that's going to be more of an economic video. Well, it's not really going to be an economic video. It's going to surprise you, but it's not. I'm not trying to play this wait till tomorrow BS. Alright, that's going on. Taurus 856. I bought this from basically a pawn shop / gun shop, brand new. It was a brand new gun. I paid $299 for this gun. It's $300. The reason why I chose the Taurus 856 over the Smith & Wesson 632 was because it has a better grip. The grip is a better grip to get a hold of. You get a much better purchase on the grip. It has an external bobbed hammer, and it has a 6-round magazine, 6-round cylinder capacity. So I like that better because it gives me one extra cylinder. It's a bit heavier to handle a heavier felt recoil. It's not basically some aluminum air weight type thing. And it's just a better all-around type thing. I would say I had it probably few years now. But I like it. I was just throwing it in my pocket, just dropping it in my pocket, just like it is. No, it's got a transfer bar for safety. It can't be bumped to make it fire. So I just drop it in my pocket and just carry it around like that. And then if I ever had to pull it out, I could. I kind of regret having that external hammer now though, because it does like get a little snagged in my pocket. But if I really had to pull it out in a big quick hurry, I could. So my next calibers, well, this is 2 of this caliber. My next caliber, Springfield Hellcat. Springfield Hellcat. You know, I bought this just this year. It's a high quality handgun. I traded that in a Taurus G3 for this gun. I keep it in this Sneaky Pete holster that looks like a cell phone thing holster. Right here's your gun. Keep that. And I put a whole grip on it. Out the door, this is a $500 gun. So it was an expensive gun. It was like $530. Come with 5 magazines. It come with 5 magazines. It come with let's see. It had a 11, 2 13s, 2 15s. So, and it's made by Springfield Armory. But I kind of regret that I bought a Springfield Armory. I kind of do. I wish I would have bought a SIG instead, because knowing what I know now about Springfield, you know, I don't think I want to buy any more of their guns in particular, because they basically they were working against 2A gun rights in Chicago, and basically they were sitting up so they could have the right to carry a gun, but the rest of us little peons couldn't carry a gun, and they were kind of funding the whole thing to try to do that. So I'm not particularly fond of them as a company. I don't think I will buy another gun from them, but I do like my Hellcat. So as long as it works, I'll keep on carrying it and I'll keep on using it. But as far as them as a company and buying another gun from a Springfield Armory, I don't think I will. I think I'd much rather just buy some other quality gun. The next gun would be the Hi-Point C9. I got this gun actually this year. Bought it used cheap. I bought it used cheap at a at the pawn shop, basically a pawn shop again, $109. Oh wait a minute, I paid $90, 90 or $100 for this gun out the door. $90 I think it was for this gun, and it was used. I liked it. I bought it. I just like Hi-Points anyway. So, you know, I just said, hey, why not? It's a cheap gun. It was an impulse buy. Just in there, I seen it. I was like, I just went ahead and picked it on up. So, but I kind of rather just keep this a tackle box gun, basically. You know, I'd rather keep this sort of as a truck gun, as a car gun, truck gun. That's me personally. You might hear me cough a little bit. I've had a little bit of infection in my throat. Like I said, I was going from caliber, so alright. Now this guy here, that would be the wrong one. Okay, so this guy I did not tell you I bought. I never told anybody I bought him. And I bought this when I made that Hi-Point video, actually. This is a 40 Smith & Wesson. and this is my 45. So I bought this guy. The guys, basically the guys sold this to me cheap. The guys at the gun shop sold me this cheap. About a couple of months ago, I had an issue with it, but they do want to do something about high points. So it's a 40 Smith & Wesson too, by the way. And so basically I bought it, and if you compare the size of this to the 45, you can see it's the same gun. It's just got a different internal, it's got a different kind of magazine, and it shoots a bit different kind of bullet. It shoots these flat tip bullets. And so I bought it. It had a bent firing pin spring, and those guys did not really know that much about high points, but they knew I did. So they sold that thing to me cheap. Basically, at their cost, I paid. I think it was $115 for it out the door, and so I bought it cheap at that price, which I really, when it comes down to it, I was actually surprised that 40 Smith & Wesson has such a good amount of power. I was actually surprised. I was like, man, I didn't know that 40 Smith & Wesson was so powerful. A little more powerful than I thought it was, but it's the only 40 Smith & Wesson I own. But I want to get into shooting 40 Smith & Wesson. I don't really know, considering that it isn't quite as powerful as the 45. So basically, and the bullets are about $3 to $4 a box. It shoots a 180 grain bullet, and they're all flat nose bullets too. So, I bought it pretty cheap. I'm not terribly unhappy with it, but it still is. I actually have had this one sit beside. I've had that one sit beside my recliner, and I was using it basically as a recliner gun. Basically, like I said, I've got too many. Really do have too many guns. Next gun is the 45 ACP. You seen me make a video on this not too long back. It was my first high point I bought. I was in there, and all these other 45s were so expensive, and I come across this guy, and it was $180, so they sold it to me for $180 out the door with everything. It was used, but the guy said it hadn't been used very much, and he was right, because it was still like new, and it still is like new. So I bought a gun like this not too long back, and gave that one away, actually, because I liked this one so much, and my stepdad had liked this one so much, so I actually gave him one of these as a present not too long back. But really, I don't really have the money to burn up. Since the inflation's gone up and since everything's happened, I really don't have the money to be burning up buying guns like that anymore. I'm not sure I focus my money towards more of my money energy towards buying the ammo, buying the ammo or buying stuff for the reloads for the ammo anyway, because it's just it's getting harder to do. Now this one I don't bring out very often. It does sit in the gun safe. It is never really touched much. I pulled it out not too long back, take a good look at it. This is a 357 Magnum. It's made by Ruger. This is called the Ruger new model, not the old regular Ruger Blackhawk, but it's called the new model Blackhawk. And believe me when I tell you that you probably don't want to know how much these retail for, because these are very expensive guns. This one's been kind of traveled through my family for quite a while. Traveled through my family. Be honest with you, I got this one from my stepdad actually. He wanted something else. He got something else, and he just decided he would sell me this. And I said, sure, I'd take it from him. So I got this, and it was a, but you know, regular retail price on these, I won't tell you what I paid for it because I got it from him, but the regular retail price on these guns are close to $900. About guarantee that if you walk into a store, this is a 357 too. I about guarantee if you walk into a store, you're gonna pay probably a minimum of $850 to $900 probably, because I think the retail price on them is $929. So these are some expensive guns. It's the Ruger New Model Blackhawk, and it's got this solid leather, true leather holster. It's not none of that fake leather BS. This is a true leather holster, and it doesn't let it. It doesn't let it rust up or anything like that. It's, you know, it is what it is. It's a very beautiful gun. I love this gun. Shoots like a dream. Oh my God. If I had to have one gun that's probably out there in the woods with me, and I know I could trust and rely on it as far as a handgun, I don't think it probably gets much better than this, you know. But if I had to pull it out and shoot really quickly, it's still a single action, which kind of gives it that downfall. But like I said, as far as reliability, if I want a gun for a side gun, this is like just about as good as it gets. I tell you, it really is. Let's see, how long are we making this video? Trying to make it, not to make it too long. Okay, we're moving on. All right, so I'm gonna start here with the gun I've owned the longest, and in the rifle section. This is a Marlin Model 60. You don't really see them with this little emblem on there anymore. This is a Marlin Model 60, Marlin, made by Marlin. Got this gun at 16 years old, and I handed it and my mama it was $99 for this thing at Walmart, and I handed my mama like $120. I think like $110. She went down there, passed the background check for me, and she bought me this gun, and I've had it ever since then. She always said, "You're 22." She always calls it my 22 because I've had it for so many years. I've had it, like I said, I got this gun in 1996. I was working as a fry boy at McDonald's. So, you know, it is what it is. And I've had that gun. I've had this gun for so many years, and I always say, if any gun you steal from me, if you're going to steal any of my guns, please, for God's sakes, do not steal this one, because this is it's my baby. I've had it so many years. It's got a tube-fed. Yeah, you can see it. It's got a tube-fed magazine. This thing's just sort of tube feed, and some people, you know, some people want to talk about this, and some people want to talk about that. But really, you put your bullets in from here in this little chamber section. This is one of their flagship guns that from Marlin. Marlin eventually sold out to Remington, which eventually sold Marlin out to Ruger, which bought them. And since the Ruger makes the 1022, they basically have said they are not going to no longer make, well, they stopped the production of the Marlin Model 60. So the chance of you finding a gun like this would be very, very rare. But I can tell you one thing: I've had this gun since 2000, since I was 16 years old, and I know I've got a minimum of 50,000 rounds to this gun. I want to say I've probably kicked it up around 75 to 100,000 rounds have been shot through this gun. I've had, like I said, I've had this gun all my life. And as far as a good gun, these Model 60s are probably one of the hardest guns to beat as far as quality, and just, I mean, just all around good guns. Because, like, if that one fell apart tomorrow, you know, I'd just fix it. That's the bottom line. So that's small. That's the smallest caliber. All right, so I think I'll work from the smallest caliber on this thing. I think I'll work from the smallest caliber to the biggest caliber. So while we're on topic of smallest caliber to the biggest caliber, this is another one I got. I've had this in about 4 years, I think. It's a Marlin. It's a Walther Hammerly TAC R1, chambered in 22 LR. So this is actually a 22 LR AR platform type of a gun. Basically, it's not really a true AR. So, but it's fun plinking, and I gotta tell you, for a 22 LR, I haven't found this thing right here has basically not given me any trouble about shooting any kind of bullet through it. Even the cheap stuff, the expensive stuff, everything, it comes with some pretty good sights. I like these little flip sights. Actually, these are actually pretty good sights. I gotta admit, I'm not as crazy about that little peephole. I mean, would I like maybe change out the sights? Yes, but am I going to put out some money really out on this gun? Probably not. It's just fun for plinking. What would I do with it? Well, if I was going out doing a lot of hunting with the 22 LR, it's actually make an excellent 22 LR hunting gun. Very accurate, 20-inch barrel too. It's not got one of those little 16-inch barrels, 16.5-inch barrels. It's got a 20-inch barrel, so it makes it very reliable. It makes it a very, very reliable gun. Surprisingly, it's a very reliable gun. So, like I said, I had it about 4 years now. Back when that gun sort of first came out, sort of close to when I got that gun. Moving on up. Let's see. I bought that gun from a gun store, basically. Moving on up. Let's see. I bought this one. This is something called Lakefield. They manufacture these in Canada, but this is basically Savage Arms in Canada. All right. So this gun is. I've had this gun about, I want to say 3 or 4 years. I want to say 3 or 4 years ago, I bought this at a gun show. I paid $150 for it. It didn't have no sling. It didn't have no scope. I have put a scope on it in the past. Then I turned around and took it back off. I like this gun because it's got the original steel sights on the front. You can see that? Yeah. And it's got a wood stock. I love this wood stock. It's really a beautiful gun. This one here was, I think they said this was a 1983 gun. And it's still in this good condition. It's a 22 Magnum. It's a Magnum 22 WMR. And like I said, if I was going out in the woods and I wanted to survive with a gun, this would be an excellent one to pick, because the Magnum is definitely a little more powerful than a lot of people give it credit for. Now, admittedly, it's not as powerful as some of the other stuff I got here, but it is a little bit more powerful, a little bit more of a better gun than I think a lot of people give the 22 Magnum credit for. You can look up some stuff where they dispatch hogs and stuff like that with these guns. So if you can shoot a hog and kill a hog, if you see that, like the swamp people, they got a nice long 22 Magnum handgun, and they actually kill gators with these things. Or they have a rifle there, and it's 22 Magnum, they kill gators with these. So with the right shot placement and stuff like that, you can kill an 18-foot gator. You can hit a deer, like right between the eyes, and kill him with it. A bit more powerful, and I think a little bit more stuff that a lot of people give him credit for. I was never going to pick it up, step it up a notch, and buy the Magnum. Until I come across this guy. This was $150 out the door at a gun show. This is kind of pre-pandemic. This was not now. This is before the pandemic. I paid $150 for this out the door. Like I said, it was 3 or 4 years ago when I bought it. It was just a dang nice gun at a dang good price, and I was like, I am not letting that get away from me. Okay, moving on up to the next big caliber. Next biggest caliber, I'm wanting to think. Yeah, would be this. The 5.56 223 AR-15 platform. I've done a thing on this in the past. I've had this gun. This one here, I've had it, I want to think, right at about 4 years. Something like that, maybe about 5. I had one right before this, but it was a cheaper thing, and I basically got rid of it and got this one. This is a step up. The cheaper one I had was not really a good name, good brand. It was a little bit ammo sensitive. So I stepped it up and got this one. This is a Diamondback. Like I said, it's chambered at 5.56. I don't know if you'll be able to see that dust cover, but 5.56, maybe a Diamondback. I've got now some people don't like the manual sights, but I got basically an M16 version, military style version of this is an M16 military style version of a sniper type thing set up. You can reel it up, reel it back down. I had this gun for a long time. All I ever did was just put a green dot on top of it and went. And finally I decided to step it on up and put a little something else in there. Got a flashlight on it. Yeah, I got a flat green. It's got a flashlight on it. I got a front handle. Magpul back grip, Magpul stock. I had never put a different you know what they call a finger guard on there. But like I said, I've had this in about I want to say four maybe 5 years, and something like that I want to say, and let's see, I can't remember what I paid out the door. I think I want to say I paid $5.50 back then for it out the door. $5.50 out the door, and that's stripped, not equipped. And now I think they're retailing for about $600. But I did see one on a website. Found one on a website that's $515. So, but that you'll have to do like I did. That means you start out with absolutely nothing, and you have to put all this stuff on there yourself. And you know, it's kind of best to walk that path and try to figure out what you want for yourself, or you already know what you got, know what you want. Then you're better off. It's got a 16-inch barrel, not a. It's either 16 or 16 and a half inch barrel, not a 20-inch barrel. No, it's a 16-inch barrel. That's right. My AK's got a 16 and a half. So yeah, it's made by Diamondback, but it works. It's got a multi-caliber lower too. So if I ever burn up the top, if the top ever messes up, I can always just change it out, put a you know, whatever I want to do. I've been tempted to order other calibers for it, and it's fairly simple to just change out this upper right here. Fairly light gun too. Very good gun. Very good gun. It chews up everything I put through it. It's not ammo sensitive. It does not cure. It will eat every single thing I throw through it. And that's what I like about it compared to that cheapo I traded in for it. Okay, so let's see. So next biggest caliber. All right. I think we know what this is. This is the AK-47. Chambered in 7.62 by 39. I got this gun three and a half years ago. I think it was something like that. I bought it at a gun store, actually. It's made by Raleigh Defense. So you know, this was one of the earlier models. This one was made down in Charlotte. Their newest company's made is they've transferred their headquarters up to Hickory, actually, Hickory, North Carolina. These are made North Carolina made guns. They are fairly inexpensive. Man, they're fairly good gun. Man, good guns. The Raleigh Defense is. It's a. I mean, it's a very accurate gun. It shoots very well. I got a 6-hour red dot on top of it. You mount it from the side mount like that with a 6-hour red dot. I didn't even put a red dot on this thing for a long time, and then my stepdad shot it. And he said you'd be better off the red dot, so I put a red dot on there, and then when I did that, I put this on there and this cheek rest, and that's all I've done. That's as far as it goes. I'm not doing that to an AK. You don't generally with AKs, you just run with them as they go. You don't really do all this fancy crap like you would with an AR. These shoot a 30 caliber bullet. Equivalent to power. Excuse me. Equivalent to power would probably be. I'm gonna say it would be close to a 243 at least, maybe a 270. 270 might be pushing it because 270s are usually a pretty good longer yardage gun, but this is closer to 243. I meant probably closer to 243, 270 mark, somewhere around in there. I can't think of personally. I can't think of any calibers that's between 243 and 270. It may be as powerful as a 270. I don't know, but the bullet is a 122 grain, 154 grain bullet. I think I have seen some of the bullets be 170 something grain. I don't really know, but this is still a top quality firearm. Like I said, I like it. I like the AK style, the sloppiness of it, the reliability. So it does kind of pick up reliability too. So but the ammo is quite a bit heavier than AR-15s. So, but if I was going to have to stand my ground, I would want to hold down forward. I'd do it with an AK. I'd prefer to do it with my AK. That's just me. But that doesn't mean that AR in no way is a bad gun. AR is actually a very good gun. Like I said, I started out with AR, and then as I kind of slowly but surely worked my way through things, I started getting AKs. Started getting AKs. I had shot AKs before, and I've had that AK for a little bit. So, okay. So this one is a move right on. This is a Mossberg Patriot. This is a Mossberg Patriot made by Mossberg. This is pre-pandemic prices when I bought this, and I bought this approximately 4 years ago, I believe it was. Maybe it was 3.5, but 4 years ago. And this is a 308. This one costed me back then. It's a 308 youth model. So back then, this one cost me close to $350 right out the door. But nowadays, before it's out the door, these are about $400 or over $400. It's made by Mossberg. It's not really much to talk about. It's a very pretty gun. Black synthetic stock, bolt action. Like I said, there's not really nothing fancy here to see. It's got a safety up here. Of course, I don't have a cocked and loaded to put the safety on. The safety's right here. Just an overall good gun. What can I say about it? It's just what it is. Very nice gun, newer made. I have had the scope sit directly dead on. I don't know if it's still sit directly dead on or not, but I did have it sit directly dead on. yeah, very pretty good. Very, it's got like a powder type coat barrel. It's not like blued or anything. It's got a powder coat barrel. So, like I said, it's a very nice gun. It's chambered 308. That's my biggest rifle caliber I got. Okay, so I got to move on to shotguns real quick, and we're gonna cut this video because it's gonna get me long. Okay, so my God no, I think that might be a 28-inch barrel, but this is my shotguns. So this one actually is loaded. That's good. I keep a 16 gauge shell in there. It was in there when I got it back, so I just never took it back out. But it's 16 gauge, made by a company called Midnight. Let's hold a minute. Hold a minute. Let's see. It's called Midnight Train or something like that. Oh, Nitro Train. Nitro Hunter. That's the name of this. Nitro Hunter. Sorry, it's kind of hard to see in this light, but Nitro Hunter is the name of this. I got this from a friend actually. I paid. I think I paid $80 from that guy, and it's a 28-inch barrel. I'm thinking it's a 28-inch barrel. I looked it up online. This gun here was made around 19. This gun was made around 1963. So it's a relatively old gun, and this company apparently is not in business anymore. So it's a relatively old gun. The company's apparently not in business anymore. Generally speaking, I think it's a pretty high quality gun. Apparently it's been traveling all these years to finally make it to me, and now it's forever home. Like I said, I paid $80 for it out the door. 16 gauge is, the ammo's been getting hard to find. Back when I bought this though, I could just buy boxes of 16 gauge on top of boxes. I think I bought this in 2018 or 19. For that friend of mine. So that tells you what, 3 or 4 years ago. Excuse me. So I've had it for that long. It's just a single shot, simple little single shot. Let you get a better look at that gun. Nice long barrel. 16 gauge. I actually have been wanting a 16 gauge. They're good rabbit guns. Good for a lot of bird hunting, squirrel hunting, and stuff like that. Pheasant hunting. Good for that stuff. 16 gauge is, I mean, really, 16 gauge is a niche gun. And well, it's a gun that some people respect and some people don't. Okay, so this gun here is made by a company called Columbia. And I done some research on it. The gun was produced between 1892 and 1902. So there was a 10-year mark there that this gun could have been created, could have been built. Let me look down that barrel. Yeah, I need to clean her up a little bit in there. But it's a must have been a pretty good gun at one point. I paid $100 for this out the door. That's tax and all, everything. I was down at the gun show. The guy had a $125 price tag on it. I looked at him. I looked at the condition it was in, and I said it had some things wrong, kind of some things going on. Just generally speaking, the wood grain is a little messed up. Then I kind of felt the barrel, and it does have just a little slop right there in the barrel. And you don't want that to have no extra slop like that. That pretty much means I can the biggest thing I'm pretty much shooting this thing is pretty much number 4 bird shot. I wouldn't want to put, I have shot buckshot in here before, but, I don't want to overdo it with that loose barrel anyway. But I have shot 2 3/4 buckshot, double aught buck. So it can do it, and it has done it. But it's not something that you want to overdo. And it's not really it's not necessarily what you would say uh, so much of a bump safe gun, but generally speaking, when you hunt, when you're bird hunting or whatever else, you sort of just walk around with it like this, and then you just sort of lift it up and then go with it. So you let it sort of lift it up and go with it, generally speaking, and then you just, with this one, it's an old type hammer fire. You don't really see them kind anymore, but it's got a hammer down here, and then you just pull the trigger, let it go. So the other one's the exact same way. Pull the hammer back, pull the trigger, and then it's got, both of them have these little things right here where you slide them to the side, barrel thing will come out. So could have shot a hole in my roof, couldn't I? But I wasn't gonna let it fall. But yeah, you pull this back and then you let it go. So yeah, I wasn't gonna let the hammer fall anyway. But so basically, you know, very good, very good gun from what I can tell. But it's an old thing, and I don't ride it too hard in the ground. You know, single shots, they are what they are. And then finally, last but not least, this one, you can get these a lot cheaper nowadays, but this is made by a company called Rock Island Armory. It's a security shotgun. But yeah, you can buy these a lot cheaper. You can buy these a lot cheaper nowadays. A lot cheaper nowadays than what you could back then. They don't. Let's see. What can I say about this? It's got different. Inside, it's got different things where I have to change out the things. It's a chokeable shotgun. I can fire anything I want to: slug, double-aught buck, bird shot, anything else. It's got adjustable high, cheek riser back here. I can just turn this right here. It's got adjustable cheek riser that goes up or down. That's a good feature. Like I said, very nice gun. I like it anyway. But like I said, not everybody would. So that just depends on the person. Really don't know what much to say about it. It just is what it is. Very, very good gun, I guess. I had that. I paid over $300 for this. It's like $339 out the door, and that's back when this gun was kind of brand new coming out of the market. So brand new coming out of the market. So this gun has traveled. This gun has traveled with me about, I want to say I've had this gun probably a few years. So, but back then I was making a lot more money, so I just had a lot more money to throw at guns. And so this gun's traveled with me that long. It's been with me that long. It's 12 gauge. You can do whatever you want to with it. So that's what I always say: 12 gauge. You can do anything you want to with 12 gauge. I got plenty of rounds from both too. Anyway, you want to know what kind of every gun I got? That's every gun I got. It's not, well, basically every caliber I got. I've been tempted to get maybe a different upper for my AR. I'm not exactly sure if I ever will, but I've been tempted to, like I said. And as for buying any more guns, I'm going to be honest with you. I really don't know if I will buy any more guns, or ever will buy anytime soon. Buy any more guns anyway. Cause as you can see, I got a lot. I've got a lot of guns, and people always talk about this and that with ATF. They ever come guns. I'm gonna tell you which house they're coming to first. They're coming to this one. Yeah, they come in here and send all this stuff and all this dang stockpiles of ammo I got and everything else. Oh my God, I'd be in trouble. And that's one of the reasons why I don't make videos too much outside my house, letting people get an idea of where I live at too, because I do make these gun videos, and you're looking at, oh God, you're probably looking at, I want to say $15,000 for the guns, minimum, probably maybe more, I don't know, not including the ammo I got. So I probably got $30,000 worth of crap around here, and I think one day I figured it up. I think I had close to, I can't remember. I can't remember how much. I think I got close to 25,000 rounds of ammunition. I got way too much stuff. Yeah, but that's part of being a prepper. So, anyway, I'm gonna try to cut this video off here. You guys be good. Take it easy. Be good at it.